Okay, so I'm going to make this video when it comes to people doing everything for you. Okay, so let's say somebody goes above and beyond and they're doing everything for you. They're doting on you hand and foot. They're providing everything for you. They're doing everything possible just to make you happy. Now, keep in mind, people are not responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for your own happiness. Okay? This is truth. It's a fact that you are responsible for your own happiness. Only you can fulfill that. And yes, other people may make you feel happy at certain times, but they're not responsible for your happiness. So, that being said, let's say they are constantly doing all this and they've claimed that it's been out of love for you, okay? So family, friends, lovers, whatever, you name it. And they're doing these things and they tell you on a regular basis they're doing things out of love for you because they love you. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this because I love you, because I care about you. The minute that shit hits the fan and there's an argument or there's a disagreement or something and they throw that back in your face, that's not love. That's not love. When they are throwing something in your face that they claim they did because of the fact that they love you, that's not unconditional love if they're throwing it and using it as ammo against you in an argument or a disagreement or something like that. That's not healthy. That is not true love. True love is understanding that you're going to do things and you're not expecting anything in return. True love is making sure that you're happy, you're fulfilled, and you're doing what's best for you. If you want to uplift another person, that is great. If you want to encourage them to do better for themselves, that's great. If you expect in return that they're going to do everything and more for you to fulfill your happiness, and when they don't comply, or if they don't do that for you, or if you have a disagreement or there's some sort of butting heads or something like that and they throw that in your face, then that is not love. That is not love at all. That is conditional, and that's meaning that you only get what I'm giving you if you give me what I expect in return. That is not love. That is manipulation. That is the ultimate form of what people would define being a karmic, or being, what's that word? A narc. A little bit of a sociopath. What's the other word I'm thinking of? Come on, you guys know this word so well. You throw it around like it's nothing. It has great meaning when people do these sort of things to you, when they use things and manipulate you, and if they don't get their way, then they throw it in your face. If you're in the middle of a conversation and somebody is using all the good things they've done for you as ammo in the conversation or in the argument, that is not love. That's true narcissism right there. It's not even a narcissistic tendency or a trait. It is narcissism at its core. If somebody is going to use everything they've done for you against you, that is not love. If you want to go your separate way with family or friend or somebody, and you need your space or you need to do your own thing, and they say, well, because you're pulling away your energy, because you're giving me the cold shoulder, because you're giving me the silent treatment, and even though it is for your own good, you're doing that's for you, they're taking it as a form of you treating them a certain way because of their own behavior. So their own behavior resulted in you pulling away, and because of that, they have flipped it on you. That is also narcissism. For somebody to tell you that you should look at yourself in the mirror, that you should look at all your problems when you have explained to them how you feel, and they turn around and tell you that it's actually on you, you should be pointing the finger at yourself. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I personally have went my whole life sitting down and thinking about it because I was programmed to do so. I was conditioned to sit there and think about where I went wrong. It was never a two-way street when I was growing up. It was always one party, one-sided. It's what I've done wrong, where I need to take accountability, where I need to take responsibility, and how I should approach a situation and apologize for my behavior. But the other side of it was never it was never fulfilled. There was never a two-way thing. And that's not fair. In any relationship, that's not what you call love. That is not fair at all. If you want to speak as an adult, if you say, I'm talking to you as an adult, if you say that we're going to have this argument or this conversation or whatever you want to call it, and there's two people that have their emotions, their feelings that need to come into play, then both sides need to be heard. If one side is dismissing the other, if the other side is telling the other that because we're having this conversation or this argument or something like that, that you are in the wrong, actually, it should be you looking at it. If somebody is dismissing the fact that you told them how you feel, well, if two people are having an argument, if you and your family, friends, or your lovers are having an argument, and you say, this is how you make me feel, and the other person says, okay, well, this is how you make me feel. At no point should either of them be dismissed. They're both valid. They're both feelings mutually. They are both reasonable to be feeling at the time, and they need to be expressed. The truth needs to be said. But when one person over the other is not hearing the other side, or they're being dismissive and saying that that should never be the case, you shouldn't feel like that. You shouldn't be feeling that way. Well, that's not actually the truth, so you shouldn't feel like that, even though the other person has told them how they felt, has explained to them how they felt. There's never a point where you should tell another person how to feel, how to act. When it comes to lifting up another person or giving advice, only so many people are going to want to take advice. Even me doing these videos right now, there's going to be certain people that want to take my advice, and that's great. They'll sit and listen. They'll hear me out. They'll hear what I have to say. If not, then they'll go on their own way. You can like or dislike, it doesn't matter. But my opinion is just that. It's my opinion. I uphold my opinion with the way that I feel about certain things, certain situations, about certain circumstances, how I've went through certain things and I've learned certain lessons, and I give whatever information I have out. I'm not telling anybody to take that. I'm not asking anybody to change. Not even a little bit. I'm not asking you viewers, you subscribers, you amazing, amazing people that come on this channel that like what I have to say. I'm not asking you to change. I'm not asking my family or friends or partners or even ex-partners to change. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not responsible for anybody's change. That is ultimately up to them. That's free will. They get to choose what they do with the information that they're provided, whether they agree or disagree with it. They get to choose whether or not they want to be the best version of themselves. Nobody is perfect. I myself am not perfect, and I don't claim to be. I never have. Those words have never come out my mouth. If you come across my videos and you really like what I have to say, great. And I am really glad that you appreciate the thought and the time that I put into these videos, because it takes a lot to get up here and to know that certain people are going to like it and certain people are going to dislike it. But to know that the right people will come across my videos at the right time, and there's billions of people out there that need advice, that need some help, that are going through tough times, that have nobody else to turn to. And there are some people out there that want to ridicule and pick on other people that are doing this sort of thing, or say that they're full of themselves, or maybe they should look at themselves in the mirror. The only way I would be able to do this sort of thing and get on here and have the courage to do so and share the information, those lessons that I've learned, is if I've done the work, if I've gone within and I've actually sat and thought about it. I've actually sat and looked at the 360 picture. It's not one-sided. It takes teamwork for people to work together. It takes a lot of teamwork for people to work together and communicate, and for people to make peace with not just themselves, but understanding themselves enough to understand others, so that there's no conflict and chaos. It takes a lot of work. And if anybody is throwing anything in your face and saying that all the things they've done for you, like that's not good enough, like, oh, well, then I guess because we're having this moment, I guess because I'm in a disagreement with you, or I'm not happy with you, then everything is thrown out the fucking window. That everything doesn't matter anymore. That you're not doing or being complacent like I expect you to be, or I don't expect you to share certain emotions or thoughts or feelings with me because they upset me in a certain way and they trigger an emotional response. So because of that, everything that I've done doesn't matter. That's not true. Or everything, because you're not doing what I expect you to do, is now irrelevant. or everything that I've done for you up to this very point is what made you who you are. So I am entitled to everything else that comes with it, all the hard work you put in, all the choices that you made out of your own free will. So everything that you reap, all the harvest, that the seeds you planted, everything that you harvest for yourself and accumulated, because I had a part of that, then I deserve it. I'm deserving of that. That's not healthy. That is not love. That's not love at all. And anybody that is a true narcissist will never, ever admit their faults. They will never, ever admit their faults. And if they do, it is temporary, just to get back into your energy. If you need to separate yourself from certain people, then do so. And I'm saying this with all the love that I have to give at this very moment in time, because I have struggled with narcissistic people, and they will beat you down till there's nothing left. They'll be the ones that claim that they're trying to be fit inside a box, that you want them to change, that you want them to be a certain way, when really that's what they expect of you. They'll be the ones to say they've done all this things for you, these things, and they've done it out of love, and then throw it in your face. They will be the ones to tell you when things are going the tough ways, or when things are going the hard ways. They'll be the one to blame you for it. It's not love. And that's not respect and care. And I could sit here all day and make happy little videos of like rainbows and unicorns and fucking butterfly farts and all that shit. And I can talk about all the positivity and everything like that as well. But the reality of it is that we all have a duality. We all have both sides, and we're supposed to understand both sides of ourselves so that we can understand other people. It's easy for two people to get into an argument and one person tell another person how they feel. If the other person does not communicate that they've understood the message that's getting across, and they dismiss it, then the other person that's saying how they feel is not going to feel heard. And if both parties are not feeling heard, then there is some sort of communication that needs to happen. And I could shut up and not talk about any of this stuff, but a lot of you have gone through this sort of thing. A lot of you have dealt with people with this sort of behavior where it gets out of hand, it gets out of control, and it doesn't matter what you say or do, it's not being heard. And I'm really sorry that any of you have to go through that sort of thing, but it's a lesson too. Do you continue the cycle? Do you want to go through these same things with these same people, or do you want to end the cycle? Do you want to be able to do what's best for you and stand up for yourself? Know your own value, know your worth. It's a choice. If I get into a spat with my family members and I try to explain myself to them and how I feel, and they completely dismiss it as it's not relevant, or it's not even valid, or there's no reason I should feel that way, or I shouldn't feel that way, that is not love, family or not. If there are certain things that happen in another person's life and it's really good and everybody wants to be a part of that, and they want to take, they want to take credit for the hard work somebody put in. They're like, yeah, let's all celebrate together. But the moment that person starts, let's say, losing at things or failing, or let's say things are going downhill, are they accountable for that? Are they accountable for that part too? Are they a part of that? If they do stand by your side and they're there to catch you, they're there to help lift you up, they're there to tell you, okay, this is our part in this. This is why this has gone this way. We're so sorry for that. Or we're going to be here to help you because we've all been there. That's a loving family. The ones that turn their back on you and say, oh, well, no, nothing's going well in your life and we have no responsibility of that and we're not even a part of it, and yet they were in your ear the whole time talking. They were the ones to give you advice. They were the ones to tell you what's what, and they should listen to their elders. They should be respectful to their elders. Not all the elders are right. We've got full proof of that. Not every single elder is right. They have made their mistakes, and unfortunately some of them feel like they've gone too far and they can't make a difference. They can't change anything. So because they've made certain choices, they superimpose that onto the next generation. Well, you failed at this, or you're a shitty mother too. You're a shitty mother too. Well, that's okay, because I know deep down I feel like I wasn't a good enough mother, so you being a shitty mother is okay too. That just proves that I don't feel as bad because I'm not the only one. That's not a healthy way of looking about it. That's not a way we learn the lessons. That's not how you break cycles. Or, well, you're struggling now, you're going through a hard time, or you're feeling a certain way, and I may have said some things, but that has nothing to do with how you feel, and I have no part in this. I have no part in this because that's all on you. Oh, you're succeeding, you're doing really well. Oh my God, don't you remember that time? I helped you with this. Don't you remember that time I really tried to cheer you on and celebrate you? Yeah, I'm responsible for that too. I want to be a part of that too. Oh, you're doing really shitty. Your marriage is failing. You should have took my advice. You should have listened to me. I guess you didn't. Meanwhile, they were in your ear chirping the whole time and saying negative things because of their own insecurities and feelings. And that was like a negative seed they planted within your relationship or your marriage that's failing. Meanwhile, all this time they had negative thoughts and projections towards you from across town. This whole time they've got nothing better to do but to send you negative energy and to know that you're going to fail because they failed. Why can't you? And then the moment you do fail or things go wrong or you go through a divorce or something like that, they could throw it in your face. That is narcissism. That is not healthy. That is not love. Okay? Guys, know the difference. Stand up for yourself. Know your rights. Know your value and worth. Know when people are chirping in your ear and trying to plant negative seeds. Know when you are doing well for yourself, that not everybody is privy to that. Not everybody gets to celebrate and take a portion of that because of your hard work. If people were there for you and they've been there since the beginning, they stood by your side through thick and thin. They never threw that shit in your face. They lifted you up when you were down, and they helped you out, and they celebrated you when you were up, and then that person did the same as well. That's a healthy relationship. If they were there from the very beginning, if they told you how much they love and cared about you, and they told you they're there for you, and they proved it with actions, never ever throwing it in your face if things were going south, then that is love. They're there through thick and thin. Anybody that throws anything like that in your face is not loving. That is manipulation, and that is a form of narcissistic abuse, and it is toxic, and it's something that's happened through generation to generation. Not even talking about guilt trip. We'll get on that subject another time, but I felt called to make this video right now. It's necessary. Some people won't even speak about this. There's some people that go their whole lives being submissive. They know what's going on. They're too afraid to stand up for themselves or say anything for fear that it's going to start some chaos or conflict. They are complacent and they don't want to leave certain relationships because of the fact that maybe they're dependent on money, or maybe they're dependent on stability or something like that, or they're afraid that, you know, if the relationship fails, that the kids will be upset or something like that. Make sure you're okay first. Make sure you're good too. Make sure you know what's healthy for you. If there's certain limitations, you don't want to cross boundaries. Yes, sometimes we get in fights. Yes, sometimes we get in arguments, and we should be able to resolve that. If somebody just pretends like it never happened and they go about their daily routine as if nothing happened and there's no resolution to anything, that's also a red flag too. If they're not willing to talk through things and make sure there's some form of resolution, make sure that both sides are okay, that's a red flag. And it's not even out of insecurity. It's physical proof right in front of you. So it's your choice. What do you want to do? Do you want to keep living the same cycles again and again? Or do you want to break the cycles and make sure you're okay for you? All right, that's all I have right now, guys. Hopefully you like these videos. Hopefully they're informative and they give enough advice for you to go off of. Or hopefully they're the horrible shit that happens, right? Hopefully they are not too pushy. I don't want my videos to be pushy on you. You either listen to it or you don't. If you don't like my videos and you have the time to to dislike my videos, then you're taking the time to send that negative energy my way. That's something to look at. I've clearly triggered something within you, and that's something that you need to go within and take a look at. If you don't like my videos, that's okay too. It's fine. Because of the fact that you're allowed to not like stuff. You have to know what you like and what you dislike. But definitely don't send me any negative energy on here, because you're making choices for your own life. I would hope that nobody's making choices for you. And if there's certain things that I say that are upsetting, it's because I speak the truth. And I'm going to continue to speak the truth. And nobody's going to stop me from speaking the truth. If you're unhappy in your life and you're miserable, or you don't like the way things are, but you choose not to speak up about it, and when somebody else speaks up about it, you get upset about it because you're not doing that for you, that's not okay. It never was okay. And I'm not going to take on other people's burdens like that. I'm not going to carry that for you or anybody else. I will help walk you through it, and I will try to give you the best understanding that I've understood myself, but I know nothing but remember a whole lot. And I'm not going to tell you to change or be a different person. I want you to be who you truly are. And being an asshole or a bitch is not who you truly are. Being somebody that's abusive or narcissistic to other people because you're in pain, that's not who you are. Being somebody that's callous and cold and calculated to the fact that even elderly people will destroy other people's relationships out of their own misery. They will purposefully destroy multiple relationships on purpose. They will get their negative seed in there, and they will plant certain things on purpose to destroy relationships because they're not happy. So do we respect our elders and listen to everything our elders say, or do we learn from their mistakes? Do we want to keep recreating cycles, or do we go on our own pathway? Learning. It's messed up. It really is. I do respect my elders, but I also understand that they're not perfect either. And they've suffered through a lot, and they haven't always made the best decisions. And sometimes they want that recreation just to feel a little bit better about themselves. As fucked up as that is, it's true. It's very true. And I just had a situation recently where somebody said something, and it's been a year since that individual heard those words coming out of an elder's mouth, and they just managed to divulge it now. And it's like, wow, it's been a year, and that person's voice has been floating around in your head. That seed of doubt, that seed of negativity has been floating around in your head for a year. Now I know the truth. Now I have the proof. Words are very powerful, and the elders know this. They're very potent, and it's like a form of spell work. They know what they're doing. It's not their first rodeo. They've been through it already. So the ones that have chose not to go on their journey and did not heal will inflict a lot of pain on the next generations. And it's really unfortunate, because there's so many smart children that go through abuse because of elders. This sort of thing is generational. It gets passed down, remember. And it's like a generational curse. It needs to be stopped. It needs to be broken, and the lesson needs to be learned. So out of my situation, why I'm making this video right now I know the truth. Now I have proof. Undoubted proof. And it really sucks, because that's the influence that certain people have over others, and it's not always positive. And it really sucks that it interferes in good, solid people's lives or relationships with family, friends, lovers, you name it. It really does have an impact, and it's really important we acknowledge this sort of thing, because sometimes it flies under the radar. It's so discreet, but like a seed, it's tiny. A seed could be planted for good, or it can be planted for bad. What are you planting the seed for? What is your intention when you plant a seed? So it really sucks, but rant over. Hopefully this helps. Remember to love you. Please do. If you have any comments or you want to contact me or you need to reach out, you could do so through my email. It's a long one, but it's there. The links are provided. If you need a reading from me personally, if you want to resolve certain things that you're going through, if you just need somebody to speak with, I am here and available for that. I won't carry your burdens, but I'll try to help you through it, okay?